Hi, it's David Forrest here. I'm the principal of First National Cairns Central and Cairns Beaches. And today we're going to talk a little bit about entry condition reports. And I'm joined by Danelle Warren, who is one of our senior property managers. And before we get going, welcome Danny. Great to have you here today.
Thanks David. Thanks for having a chat today.
So maybe you could start off by telling our friends exactly what is an entry condition report.
So an entry condition report is a report that we do that is a vital piece of putting a tenant into a property. It just shows and demonstrates the exact condition of the property when they enter.
Okay, so does it document like things like chips on benches and marks on walls and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so we go through and mark all the fair wear and tear of the property, anything that's damaged, anything that is it working, is it clean, is it broken, is it in good repair, so that from the get-go we know what the condition of the property is like.
So it's a starting benchmark for the beginning of a tenancy? That's
correct. Yeah.
Fantastic. Does it take you long to do one?
It does, and we do it quite intensely because it is a very vital piece of putting someone into the property. So it can take anywhere from a small one-bedroom studio up to an hour, to a big house can take you up to 3 hours.
Okay, that makes sense that there's a variation between a big house and a small unit.
Yeah, I mean, we do try and be thorough. We do try and, we open the cupboards, we check inside. We're checking all over the property, David.
Okay. And what sort of format does you say it's a entry condition report? So is it a written report, or what sort of format does it take?
So it comes in two sections of the report. So one is the written part of the report where we go through room by room, section by section of that room and do a full report of, what does the door look like, what are the carpets, what the condition of them are. And then we do another section where there's photos.
So when you say there's photos, how many photos would that be?
So a small unit could be up to 200, 250, up to a couple of 100, 500 for a big house. Okay,
so it's very detailed.
It's very detailed.
So do you take photographs of, say, inside ovens and things like that?
Definitely. Inside ovens, the door, open the door, take what's inside the door. It's extensive.
I've been in this game a long time, and I've seen some sort of times where they haven't done photos behind the doors and things like that. We do that, don't we?
We definitely do, David, and it helps us throughout the tenancy as well. Say you have a plumber ring up and he's asking what kind of hot water system you have, we can just flick back to those entry conditioner photos. We have the brand there, we might have the code on it and give that information. Saves us having to interrupt the tenant and go back to the property every time we need to give a description of a certain part of the property for a tradesperson as well.
Oh, that's very handy. And I see you've brought your iPad here today.
I do.
Is that telling me that you do this in a digital format?
We certainly do, David, and it takes a lot of time that we could have used doing it. So here we have a report. So we have every part of
So that's the written part?
This is the written part of it, yeah. So we have entry, lounge room, family room, kitchen, and so what, and we can adjust that to suit each property.
Okay.
From that, if say we go into the lounge room, it has a description there of what is in that lounge room. Section by section, the door, the floor, the ceiling, the cornice.
And we save the photographs in the digital format?
Yes, so the photographs also, here's one I've just recently done.
Okay.
And as you can see,
you've got lots.
Extensive photos.
Yeah. So the digital format, obviously that's handy for us to store. We can store many years of these and probably thousands of photographs.
Yep.
Do you send the report to anybody when you've done it?
Yeah, so once it's done, we do send a report to the owner and we can send a report to the tenant.
Okay.
Yeah, so with the report to the tenant, they've got 3 working days to have a look at it, move in, check out the place, check out our entry condition report, add anything that they want to add.
Right.
And that's a vital start to their tenancy. If they find something that is there that we haven't picked up on, that's their chance to write it on the report and give it back to us.
Or if they disagree with our description?
Exactly. So then after they've got the 3 days to return it and they return it to us, we then have a chance to go back in with the tenant, rectify anything, so it's rectified at the start of their tenancy, so at the end of the tenancy it's all 100%.
So the idea really is we do a very, very detailed entry condition report, saves arguments when people move out.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So is that the most important part about, how important are these entry condition reports in your mind?
In my mind, it's the most important part of a tenancy agreement.
Fantastic.
And the management of the property as well.
And is that why you do it so carefully?
It has to be done carefully, David. Otherwise, we can end up with a bun fight at the end of the tenancy, with the tenants saying, "Oh, it was like that when I moved in." If we don't have the evidence to back the owner on it, well, then we could end up in court.
And it helps the tenant too.
Yeah. When I have tenants that come in and it's their first rental, they've never rented before, they're fresh-faced, I always say, this is the most important part of your tenancy going forward. This is the one thing that you need to learn. If you take the time now, it's going to save you a headache at the end of your tenancy.
Fantastic advice, Danny. As you can see, the entry condition report is a very vital part of the management of any investment property. It's something that we take very, very seriously. Thank you again, Danny, for being here, and thank you again.
Thank you.